Okay, guys. So I figured making a little video probably would be easier to explain what I maintain this email. So here's my email. I just go through the items one by one, and first of all, I wasn't able to break the system at all, so it's very solid. There's been no crash. Uh, Everything's been pretty smooth so far, and I've been testing the web page in Google Chrome. So that's a little background. And here just a little. I know the first step really is to test the database structure, and since that looks pretty good, and I'm just going to go ahead and go through a few little things that I found that we might be able to improve a little bit, not necessarily related to the database schema or the database structure design. So the first time here, maybe we could use a separate pop-up dialog at the very beginning to get input of the required fields. So I figured it's more like more of a workflow. So we got several data fields here that basically required, and I'm thinking maybe instead of putting them all over the places, and then when you create a new form, new observation, and then tell the users to go to the different places to enter. Maybe we could just have this one first, more like a simplified basic form. That's what I call it, basic form. That only contains all the required fields, so the user can enter, and then maybe a kind of a button option at the end, and then asking user if they want to enter the additional data fields if they so choose to, and then we can expand the form into with all this big form with all the additional detailed data fields. So that's one thing, and basically it's a separate basic form first, and then expand form. And then secondly, reporter's contact information and maybe processed separately, and reporter and observer. Basically, reporter and observer basically are rather interchangeable in this situation, and they a lot of times actually the same person, and so maybe we can treat them just the same way. And in the current implementation of the form, this one thing is really like here. I suppose if I already logged in using my account, I assume that my reporter's contact information and agency and this whole section here should already be known. So if something that needs to be changed, that probably should be dealt with separately, like here, almost like a editor dialog here where you can enter all the information and have them just displayed here. So for the reporter, maybe you can just a button here like edit reporter information. If the information is already entered, you can just display here as grayed out rather than here given the option again to edit it. So that's second item. And then if there's any little problem I found is this screen function here, capture the geographic location. Is what I found here is sometimes the captured location and the location I actually clicked on the screen, they don't necessarily match. I'm not sure, but that doesn't always happen. No, it's okay. Let me try again. Here, you noticed the blue balloon. I suppose the balloon is anchored at the bottom, and the anchor point doesn't really match the mouse click point on the screen. Let me try it again, and find a better place. Maybe here. Let's say intersection. There, you see. I'm not sure what's happening here. Let me try it one more time. Let's find this corner. You see, they don't really match, and the offset is not consistent. Sometimes right now it's the coordinates captured was below the clicking point, and other cases they were above and to the left or to the right. So it's inconsistent. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the function of the screen reading that mouse click point, or is it just a rounding issue with the coordinates generated from the system and then feedback to the screen, or feedback to the map. I'm not quite sure what's the issue there. So that's actually only one little problem I found. And then let's see. Oh yeah, this map frame area, I would say we could go much bigger, like as big as this whole, section here. So it would be easier, especially when the user is navigating over the, trying to find the location. The larger the map display area you have, the easier it is to navigate. So that's just another little cosmetic. So again, that mouse clicking location extraction issue is the only one that I've found. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but other than that, it's great. It's not that far. It's usually not that far. It's from what I've seen, it has more to do with the map frame reading the screen location of the mouse click point rather than the ArcGIS server's problem. Because you can see the physical distance is almost consistent. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how far you zoom in or zoom out. So that's why I suspect it could be just it's a Windows issue rather than an ArcGIS issue. So that's it. And lastly, a few extended suggestions. This is just more cosmetic and user experience wise. I think first of all, the workflow can be probably better designed, and one thing would be I was just suggesting the starting with a basic form, and then basic form with all the required information, and then given the option to go into the expanded form with all the additional information. And secondly, I think it would probably be better to replace all this multi-selection list box with a checklist box. So it's probably it's probably a little bit easier for a lot of the other users to use, to see a checkbox to check it rather than holding down Control and Shift keys to select the multiple options. And then notes and remarks section for standard description, injury description. Yes, this two notes field, we don't have it right now, but I think it would probably be nice to have notes section for standard description, and all the other place like the injury description. And since we already have them separated into separate tabs, it's probably would be nice to have a note section for note-taking box for each section of this, and then convert as many string types of field into multi-selections using classification scheme. This thing I've been saying for a long time. I think it's very important. Give you an example would be especially like this: acres affected and number of trees affected. These are inherently numeric. So if you imagine trying to picture in the future, these are the information that could potentially be used for a lot of analysis, like if you want to sorting based on severity and stuff like that. And those are inherently numeric, and now we don't have any control of what user can enter. I think they can enter pretty much anything they want, and we understand if we gave the user the option to do so, they probably will enter something like greater than 100 trees, or like between 500. And now when they start doing this, they will make this field basically not usable or very difficult to use. So I have been suggesting that we should convert all this acres, number of trees, into a classification system. So basically you get option, instead of enter, you get a drop-down list of selecting from, class 1 would be between less than 50 trees, class 2 would be 50 trees to 100 trees, and in a sense like that. And same for number of trees. So with that classification system, we can then very easily sorting, organizing, comparing the data records, and that will be that will make the data much more usable. Now, since we're already building this great system, I think it's a great opportunity to make that jump now. I think that's all the notes I have right now. Again, great work. I have not been able to break it. It never crashed, at least with Google Chrome. I have not tested it in other browsers yet, but I think with just the little adjustment, especially figuring out that map location issue, I think it can go into beta, and maybe we should have all our shared service area people to test them out and see if they can identify any other stuff. And that's certainly I probably won't be able to identify and qualitatively, like the option of species, and maybe they want to adjust some of these options here and there. These are beyond my expertise, so I wouldn't know. Anyway, again, great work. Thanks a lot.